What's up? We got Supergirl, Season 1, Episode 16, Falling. So this episode starts off on the talk. Remember that reality television show that's still on, even though none of the cast members of the show are on it? Yeah, we see Cat Grant on it for some reason. Okay, and she's talking about Supergirl, and she says about how Supergirl inspires her. And then Kara's like, "Hey, Miss Grant, hey, Miss Grant, good job on the talk." Sure. So, yeah. So we learn that James and Lucy broke up because we know the real reason, but the real reason is because Lucy knew that Kara had feelings for her James, and she knew that Kara had feelings for James, and James probably knows, so Lucy decided to break up with him. I'm not guessing Lucy's not going to be done on the show. Currently, her actress is on Superman and Lois. We will be getting to that once we're done, when we get to year 5 of the Arrowverse. Or year 8 of the Arrowverse. We'll be getting to that season. For that when we get to it, probably years from now, because we're on season 1 of Supergirl. Superman alone is during season 5 and 6 of Supergirl, so wait for that. But yeah, so Kara decides to get a stress alert about a fire. But that's when she starts to be affected by something, and we learn that something is red kryptonite. Yeah, this is a red kryptonite episode, everybody. And if you've seen Smallville season 2 episode 4 Red, you know that every time a red kryptonite's involved, it's one of my favorite episodes. So you know from Smallville season 2 episode 4 Red is that it's one of the best episodes of the entire show, because you get to see Melissa Benoist act differently. So Kara, next day, she's brushing her teeth, and she walks in with a different outfit because she's trying to act all evil, and she's Kara discovers that So then Kara's doing none of the things she usually do. She puts her feet up on the console's DEO. She's asking John if he'd rather fight, if he should fight, and then she busts the wall. And then when an alien escapes, he's like, "Your mother," and she's like, "Know the drill already. Send her foot rods, blah blah blah. I know you want to fight about it." And yeah, instead of fighting him and sending him away, evil Kara just lets him go. She's like, lets him go. And she lies to Alex, saying that he got away. Yeah. So they're trying. So Siobhan. Yeah. Also, Siobhan and before Kara was affected by Red K, she saw Wynn and Siobhan sleeping with each other in a closet, because they're a thing now. Okay. But anyway, back to evil Red K Kara. We see evil Red K Kara. I'm gonna call it evil Kara, or dark Kara, and we see dark Kara, and she's Siobhan, actually, and she's trying to push that Supergirl's being evil, and that she's a man, and then she let a criminal escape, and she's like, "What if it's another Bizarro?" And she's like, "What if it's another Bizarro?" And she's like, "By that, Supergirl's evil." So she decides to send her what she knows to Perry White, and Kara happens to see this, because we know it says Mr. White, and there's only one Mr. White, and that's Perry White. So Kara's boss. So Kara either sees this and deletes it or sends it to Miss Grant. Miss Grant finds out, and she's like, you cannot be a backstabber. Get out of my building. You're fired, Siobhan. So yeah, so Kara's like, I don't know what she does, but she just does it evilly. So yeah, so she does it evilly. So yeah, so yeah, she does it evilly. We don't know why. Yeah, so then we see, so then we see, and cars, doing her, like, going into Kat's elevator, and she's like, hey, why are you in Kat's elevator? And she's like, oh, why does Cat Grant need the elevator? Why can't everyone else use it? So yeah, so then Kara invites him to a dinner where she almost tries to hurt James, and she's like, oh, you're still sad about Lucy Lane. I know, I'm a person that Lucy Lane can't get. He's like, Kara, stop. She's like, don't walk away from me, hurting him, and she's like, Kara, where are you going? So yeah, so the alien tries to tell them that Supergirl let him escape, and she said that and he's like, yeah, somehow they captured him, and yeah, so Alex thinks that there's something weird going on with Kara. So Kara almost. So she discovered, and she's like, oh, I don't want to be the city's protector anymore. Supergirl's there. Supergirl has to save a building. Why don't you just burn National City? So then that's Kara's words, not mine. So then Kara almost kills Cat Grant, throwing her out of her building, and she's like, you know what's true power, Cat? Choosing which people who lives and who dies, and flies that way. So they discovered that in the building there was red kryptonite, but it was like man-made. And do you know who made it? Maxwell Lord, of course. He was using it to kill Non because he thought Non would see a burning building and people burning and go to that exact same scene. Why would Non go there unless he caused the thing himself? Why would he want to waste his time with a burning building? Max's plan makes no sense. But he didn't expect Kara to go there, and once he saw Kara going down a criminal escape, he's like, oh yeah, Kara also threw Cat Grant off a building. And then when the response is, she killed Miss Grant? And he's like, Cat has 9 lives. But she's like, Supergirl doesn't. I just love that. I love that win moment, because it's just like, even the cat doesn't know his name. One episode she was like, what's a win? The second episode she was like, Toy Man Jr. And this time she was like, and then another episode she said something. So she doesn't know his name, but he still cares about her. That was kind of... Yeah, so Alex is like the busting in Kara's apartment. Sees that Kara's somehow made a new suit for herself. Somehow. I don't know how. Wynn made the first suit, so how could Kara make a suit on her own? I guess red kryptonite makes you also have good fashion skills. But anyway, so she's like, Kara, this isn't you, and she's like, and she's like, wow, I'm out of your shadow now, and just boom, blaze her clothes on fire. And she's like, Kara, there's something wrong with you. And she's like, she's been more me than more her than she's ever been. And she's like, yeah, but the kryptonite has made you not see clear. And she's like, oh, she sees clearly. down deep, she knows that Alex hates her, and or dislikes her, and she's like, you didn't want me to be Supergirl because you didn't want me to own my power. And when you couldn't make me be Supergirl, you made me work for you to maintain control. And it's just like not true. And she's like, I can fly, I can catch bullets. She can catch bullets with her bare hands. I can't do any of that, but she can catch bullets with her bare hands. And also, Sarah McCraney's back in this episode. She plays a big part at the final act. So I'm not gonna mention her until the final act. So yeah, Kara sees you, and she's like, cut the big sister act down. Cause we're in there, sister. We don't share blood. And she's like, that's down. And she's like, oh, are you gonna cry? And this is what Smallville's Clark can never do. Be absolutely evil. And she's like, national, see those people down there that see will bow down to her or fear her, and those who don't will. So she just flies away. I like the suit, by the way, Kara's suit, kind of, yeah, so Kara tries to warn people to stay away, but that's when Kara flies through. The cops just shoot at her because these cops are dumb and they haven't seen, I guess and yeah, so that kid from earlier, that this kid was being bullied, and Supergirl helped her actually make people think she was cool. But now that Kara's actually, there's that kid who's a girl that people were bullying her, but Kara was able to make them believe in Supergirl. But now that Kat's telling her to stay away, she throws away her homemade Supergirl suit in the garbage. So she throws it away because she doesn't believe in Supergirl anymore. So Kara's about to hurt out when John shows up, and they get into a fight. So Hank turns into John, and everyone sees that he's the Martian Manhunter. That means his identity is now exposed, and then the cops and then the DEO capture him because now they know that he's not really Hank Henshaw. He's captured, and they're able to stop Kara and remove the red kryptonite from her. And she's like, she's so sorry. Every hurtful thing, every horrible thing that she did, everything that she bottled up just came out. And she's like, Kara, she's her sister no matter what. So yeah, so Kara apologized to James, saying about how what she said about Lucy wasn't true. She was just jealous of Lucy. She's always been jealous of Lucy and any woman that he ends up with, because it seems like she wants him. So then Kat and Kara have this talk about, Kat's like, if there's anyone you can remind to see that you're a hero, it's you, Supergirl. And that's kind of where we end the episode. So I gotta say, as I said before, this is my favorite episode. This is one of the greatest episodes I've ever seen. I just loved it. I just loved the episode. This episode was great. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but this is my top tier #1 best episode of Supergirl season 1 so far. I enjoyed it. It was great seeing Melissa Benoist. Melissa Benoist is always playing happy Kara, but this time we actually got to see two emotions, the evil side, and she also when she returned back to normal, she broke down at the end. I really enjoyed it. It was great. Yeah, and also, let's talk about Sarah McCrane. So, Sarah McCrane has John captured, and she's like, what's your name? You're not Hank Henshaw. He's like, no, my name is John Joe. And she's like, and he's like, did you know Hank Henshaw? And he's like, is Hank Henshaw dead? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, did you kill him? And doesn't answer. And she's like, Supergirl made me believe in aliens. But everything you told me was a lie. And they break up because they were a thing, but this is their second episode, so I guess they were a thing off screen, but they break up. According to Supergirl Wiki, they break up after she found out the truth. But they never had any on-screen chemistry. They're just put together so they can break up. That's pretty sad. That's a pretty sad show. You put Jean and Crane together and have them show like one scene together, and then they're only together just to break up. That is sad, show. But anyway, this was one of my favorite episodes. I enjoyed it. It was great. It was really one of my favorite episodes. But anyway, this was it for this episode of Supergirl. And next time, after this one, we'll be watching Manhunter, which is the next. This Supergirl aired 2 episodes, so next one we'll be watching Manhunter. But anyway, this episode is over, and we'll see you on the next episode of Supergirl. Yeah! Sorry, I tried.